Thank you, Regan. Thank you for showing also on the app. We are called to be faithful with everything, with time, money, with our gifts and skills. And it's good. We're trying to make it easy on everyone how we can serve God better and be faithful. So hope you had a good week so far. I know the ladies had breakfast yesterday morning. I walked through here and the gym had several tables set up, and it seems like the ladies were having a good time. So thank you for Mary Dyke. I think she is the one ahead of that, and for all that came. I believe that's what we must do, keep cultivating friendships and fellowship. And the question is, why are you here in this church and in this world? And I've asked you this question a few times, and I think it's an important question to consider. What is your mission and what is our mission as a church? And if you look in the Bible, your personal mission can have different forms, but your core mission very much aligns with the mission that God has for His church. And it's so much more than coming to church every Sunday. Your personal mission is more than having good food, making friends, working, making money, having a good time, going through your life. And our mission as a church is much more than having good programs, good sermons, get together, get bigger, build a nice gym. All of that is good, but that's the small stuff in God's eyes. God's mission for us has not changed from the beginning, from the garden. Even through our mess-ups, God's plan is still that you will know Him and that you make Him known. That you will enjoy Him and enjoy His family as His family spreads out through the earth. LMC exists to glorify God by making disciples of Jesus Christ. And you exist to glorify God by making disciples of Jesus Christ. Would you repeat that after me? Is that too uncomfortable? Maybe repeat after me. Say, I exist to glorify God by making disciples of Jesus Christ. Yes, you do. God has called you, and this is a supreme, amazing calling. You cannot be bored. You cannot be depressed. You cannot be wondering, confused, what is my life's purpose? God has called you to know Him, to make Him known, to make disciples of Jesus throughout your life. And if you fail your God-given mission, people around you will suffer and they will miss out, especially your family. So making disciples, it may sound difficult. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks disciple making is a big word. But it's actually as simple as asking a friend, really seriously, how are you doing? And how are you doing with Jesus? How can I pray for you? And then developing that relationship, just like that. This is the overarching theme that we're covering this year, and we're covering it from different angles. We talked just recently about our priorities, and today we're going to talk about friendship. How do you make disciples through your friends, through your relationships? How did Jesus make disciples? He walked with them, right, as friends do. And then He says, I no longer call you slaves or servants, I call you friends. How can you make the biggest impact in someone else's life? How can you make disciples? Through friendships. Many times that's how it starts. And I believe that this is a topic that God is really speaking to us. I think He is moving in our midst, and I'll tell you why. A couple weeks ago, I was praying about what should we talk on, and then friends came to my heart, not as something that I have thought out, but something that I believe God put in my heart. And then about the same time, one of my best friends who is a preacher in Georgetown, Texas, he sent me his message on friendship that he had just preached on. So I listened to that. And then 4 days ago, in a mentorship group that I take part on, the topic was friendship. And then on top of that, 2 days ago, I talked to Johnny Martin, who is from Seminole, coming here to preach next Sunday. You know what the title is? The benefits of having great friends. The blessings of great friends. And my initial response, well, you may say this is a great coincidence or God is speaking. right? And because my natural position would be, well, he's going to talk about friends, I'm going to change my topic. And then I figure, no, God is saying something. And I would like you to try to listen past my words and to what God is putting in your hearts and what God is encouraging us to learn and to do through this topic of friendships, because I believe He is here. Do you believe that God is here? Isn't that amazing that the God of the universe, creator of all things, whom we will know and live with forever and all eternity, He is in this place and He cares about you. No matter how you're feeling, where you are, no matter if you have doubts or fears or if you've been not feeling so great lately, He cares about you. So in my mentorship program this last week, the question was, who is your 3 a.m. friend? Who is your friend that you can call at any time at 3 a.m.? He will drop whatever he's doing. Probably he's sleeping, right? Hopefully. But he'll come to meet you and help you out. He will not abandon, no matter how much you mess up, no matter how many people will desert you, He will stay. Who is your 3 a.m. friend? Do you have one? And the other question is, who are you a 3 a.m. friend for? May not be the same person that you would call, may that person not be comfortable calling you, but do you have somebody that feels comfortable to call you at any time and ask you for anything, that he knows you will not desert them, you will love that person? And I don't know about you, but I know that many people don't have that kind of friend. Or maybe they did in the past, but not anymore. Many people live alone, and we live in a lonely world, even inside a church. We may have a lot of people around us, but we have a lot of superficial relationships. And I can tell you that in the pastor circle, in the leader circle, in businessman circles, these people are often surrounded by people, yet alone. And what is God's intention for us to live our lives on this earth? I have several proverbs I would like to read this morning from the King. Have a lot of wisdom here. Proverbs 18:24. A man of too many friends comes to ruin, but there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. If you have too many friends, you will come to ruin, either financially or you'll be drained emotionally. Now, how many are too many friends? 10, 20. Depends, I guess, how much money you have, how much energy, and how much time you have, right? Somebody may have a lot, you may have less, maybe 20, maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe 2. Hopefully more than one. The point he is making is that it's better to have one friend that is closer than a brother, one friend that you can really count on, than to have a lot of friends that do not know you. Proverbs 17:17, the next one. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. When trouble comes, when you're in a mess, do you have a 3 a.m. friend that loves at all times and that is born for adversity? That when you are in trouble, when you are in adversity, that friend will show up and will stay. And if you've been through adversity, you know that that's when you find out who your real friends are, right? Some say that a friend cannot be known in prosperity, but enemies, they hide during adversity. A friend cannot be known very well in prosperity because they haven't tested their friendship and their loyalty yet if everything is going so well. But in adversity, enemies, they hide well because sometimes those that don't like you very much, they may want to watch you going through misery. But then when you come out of adversity and you do really well, then your enemies or those that don't like you, they will move away. They'll be jealous. But those that are really your friends, they will rejoice with you, even if you're doing way better than they are. They're not jealous. They're just happy for you. That's a real test of friendship there. A friend that loves at all times, and it's a brother or is a friend that sticks closer than a brother in times of adversity. Proverbs 27, verse 5 and 6 says this: better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. Does it make sense? A real friend, he is willing to wound you faithfully, lovingly, tell you the truth that nobody else is brave enough to say, to risk the friendship because you need to hear the truth, because you need to be called out, so you're called up, so you're made better, and wound you in a sense, so that you will grow. Now, those that are not real friends, they will give you kisses, they will flatter and praise you when you actually need some correction, when you may need some spanking from a good friend that has faithful wounds. And I do have a friend, more than one actually, that calls me and asks me questions I don't want to answer. When we meet, he looks me in the eyes and says, really, how are you doing? Really, now tell me about this and this. And these are painful conversations that I don't always want to have. These are the faithful wounds of a friend. Proverbs 21:17 says, iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Sharpening iron is a violent process. It's a painful process, but it does make you sharp. It makes you ready for battle. And here my question for you is, do you have a friend that is closer than a brother, more than that, that is willing to wound you, that is willing to tell you the truth, that is brave enough to risk the friendship by calling you out, by telling you what you must correct in your life, that sharpens you like a sword is being sharpened? Do you have a friend like that? Do you give space for that? And maybe are you a friend like that? Recently, I learned that there are 3 types of friends, and these are all good friends that I'm going to mention now, that we all need, and we all have them. Not every friend is like a brother, and you may want to write this down. Maybe you can make a list of your friends to see where do they fit in. So there are 3 C's, types of friends here, easy to remember. Convenience friends, the crossroad friends, and the confident. So the convenience friends, these are the friends, it's just convenient to be together. Maybe if you have kids, these are the parents of your kids' friends. So you get together because your kids are friends, or you need to arrange pickup, and when are you going to meet? And maybe these are the parents of your friends, kids' friends at school. Maybe these are people you meet together just to play pickleball, but that's it. You have fun together. It's convenient to have them. These are good to have around, but they're just for the convenience. And then there are the crossroad friends. These are the friends you cross the road with because you are, in this season of life, you're walking together. Maybe a season, a short season, maybe a long season. These are really good friends for some time. An example is your high school friends. You spend a lot of time together, you connect really well, and you think, oh, we're going to be friends for a lifetime. And some of you that came out of school already, you went in a different way, your friends went in a different path in life, and you barely even talk, or you don't connect at all. But however, if you met again, that friendship would reignite again, right? It's a friend that you left behind because your lives went in different roads. You crossed it one time, and now you separated, but you still love one another, even though you don't stay connected. If you grew up in a different country, you may have a lot of those friends, right? In Mexico or in Canada, they're friends for a season, and you really love them dearly, you miss them, but now you moved away, you don't see them, you don't talk very much, but if you were to meet, you would reconnect right away. And I believe that our friends here in church are somewhat in this group also. You're friends because you come to the same church, you hang out, you love one another, you maybe serve together, and hopefully you'll stay here for a long time, maybe for your lifetime. But these are the friends that we get most of our friendship needs fulfilled from. These are the friends that we hang out the most because our roads are just crossing, we're just together and we're close. And then the last type is the confident, which is the friend that I've been talking about, that Proverbs has been talking about. This is the 3 a.m. friend. This is the one you confide everything with, that knows you like nobody else, right? That knows your secrets, that is the friend that sticks closer than a brother. No matter what happens in your life, no matter what you do, he will not desert you. He is the one that causes wounds when needed, that sharpens you like a sword, and that stays. Now, remark that I want you to make here is that as Christians, you're filled with the love of God that enables you to love everyone. And you should love everyone, even your enemies. But there are different levels in our relationships, right? You cannot have the same development of friendship with everyone. The man of too many friends comes to ruin. We are friendly to everyone, but we develop a close connection to some. To have that 1 or 2 or 3 friends that are closer than a brother, and some of this that you can even mentor, you can disciple. We all need at least one mentor in our lives, at least 1 or 2 people that can call out on us, that can ask us the difficult questions. And we all need to have some people that we're mentoring, that we are asking those questions to. And maybe it's the same person that you do that both ways. It's helpful, I believe, to have somebody that's older than you, that has been through some things. And you want to develop those friendships, and some of these deep friendships will develop into discipleship, where you invest and you pour into someone's life. Proverbs 27, verse 9, oil and perfume make the heart glad, so a man's counsel is sweet to his friend. Like your counsel and your love you give is like this oil and this perfume that you pour on someone. I want you to have a demonstration. Would that be all right? I need, do we have any boys here that are 7 or 8 years old? 7 or 8 that would like to help me? I need 3 of you. I need more. How about 9 years old? Okay, I got 4 now. All right, let's do it like this. Here, move away a little bit. There you go. I should trust you. The towel is in case you don't do quite as you're supposed to. All right, so imagine these are here my 3 best friends, okay? You'll be the observer. Is that okay? All right, why don't you tell us, stand right here, Harper, come right close. What does a friend look like? What do you look in a good friend? What makes a good friend?
I don't know.
Are you a good friend?
Yeah.
How about you? What makes a good friend, do you know?
Yeah.
What?
They help you when you're in need.
Very good. Are you a good friend?
Yeah.
All right, how about you, Jubal?
They're very nice.
Mm-hmm. Are you a good friend too? All right, so why don't you guys stand right here. Harper, you're going to be the first one right here. Hold this. You can come right next to him. And this is yours. All right. So, I want you to do an illustration to show you a little bit how our relationships work. I'm going to give you different names. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. All right, you're going to be Hananiah, you're going to be Mishael, and you're going to be, anybody knows? Azariah. Did you guys like your new names? All right, okay. And now, this here is all my love I have to give my friends to, okay? So as I spend time with my friend Hananiah, you want to hold this. This is your heart, okay? And as I spend time with him, I'm pouring out my love to him. I'm giving him my time, my affection, and that's where he is. And now I'm spending time with Mishael. Can you put your hand forward? There you go. And I'm investing in his life. I'm spending time together. We're having a great time. I'm praying for him. Now you got to come real close. And now I'm going to spend some time with Azariah, this friend of mine here. and I'm pouring my love out to him. We're praying together. I listened to his stories. What happened here? Not everyone you spend time with or you give love to receives it the same way. Not everyone appreciates it the same way. Does any one of you have a friend like Azariah? Drains you. No matter how much you give them, there seems to be not much left there. You do? And should I get rid of Azariah, this friend of mine? He is draining my life. He is really not keeping any of the love that I'm giving him. Or am I reminded of the words of Jesus that said, give without expecting something in return. Invite those that cannot invite you back. The kind of friends that you have to love and forgive and forgive. So that's Azariah for you. And now we have Mishael. He is the 50-50 friend. You give him some love, and he keeps some of it, but not all of it, right? He gives you some back. You have some reciprocity. This one is a one-way street relationship. You do all the work in this friend's life. This one here, you have some feedback. And this guy here, he is the easiest to get along with. He is always content. You do something for him, he remembers it 20 years later. Do you have a friend like that? He'll never forget what you've done for them. They're grateful. They're easy to be around with. This doesn't mean that he is your friend that is closer than a brother, but he is the easiest one to have. It gives you the greatest satisfaction. But even on his life, you see that as you give love to your friends, as you spend time with them, even with someone like him, his tank, his love tank, his heart will not stay full all the time. As a friend, you must keep refilling and spending time with your friends, keep giving encouragement, and keep wasting it. It feels like it sometimes with some people. And then what happened here? Let's say I want to spend more time with Azariah because I think he really needs it. And I'm trying here, but I'm just being negative. I'm being a gossiper because I don't have anything else to give. Sometimes we get to that point in our life. Have you felt that way? You have nothing to give. Then you need to be resupplied by a good friend. Can you give me some of your? The other way maybe goes faster. There you go, not everything. Okay. So then I have more from another friend so I can pass it on. But the main one is that you and I must learn to go to the fountain, who is God, who always refills our cup, right? He never runs out. Your friends, all your friends may desert you. Your friends may not be there for you. They may not refill your life. But God, He is divine. He is, and we're the branches. And He keeps supplying us everything we need. So we can keep on loving on the Azariahs of our life. We keep on giving to the Mishael here that keeps some, doesn't keep everything, and Hananiah, who keeps most of that which you give him. The initial question I ask you is, why are you here and why do you exist? If your purpose really is to glorify God, then it doesn't matter what your friends do, you will keep on glorifying God, right? If your purpose in life is to glorify God, you will keep on serving in the church, even if your friends are not around or are not serving with you. Now, friendship has a crucial role in the church, especially when we are young. One of our biggest motivations to come to church is to hang out with our friends. Am I wrong? You come to church because you want to see your friends. And when we grow older, it's still true. Maybe we have different motivations already, bring our kids and praise the Lord and know Him more. But good part of our church life is based on relationships. So we have close friends that we can eventually mentor and disciple. But even if you don't, even if you're here and you feel alone, you feel like you have nobody pouring into your life, that you will still be so full of God and you'll still be willing to pour on people's lives, even if they don't love you back. Even if it feels like all your friends are like Azariah here, that you're giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and you feel like you're just draining yourself. Does it make sense? What kind of friend do you want to be? And what kind of friend are you? Like this one, or like this one? Maybe different seasons, you are a different kind of friend to others. You cannot have too many Azariahs in your life, otherwise you will drain and you come to ruin. But you need to have some, so you learn selflessness, so you learn how to give without expecting in return, so you learn how to invite those that will not invite you back, so you learn to have the compassion that Jesus has with you. So choose your friends, make sure you have some of each. All right, can we give them a hand? You can throw your cups in there. And I do have a prize for you, of course. There you go. Should I call the 14 years old next time? All right. Proverbs 13:20. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. At the same time, you are to be friendly to everyone, even to those that drain you. Be careful not to hang out with the fools, because they will make you seem like them. You become the average of your closest 5 friends. You maybe have heard that before. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. And this is exactly what Proverbs is saying here. Paul said, bad company ruins good morals. What do you look in a friend? I have 3 C's I want you to remember. If you want to be a good friend and if you want to find good friends also. Character, consistency, and courage. Character in a friend, it means he is a person that does the right thing even when nobody is looking. That's what character is. Do you do the right thing even when nobody is looking? So you need to pay close attention to your friends and see that they are really men of their word, women of their word. They do what is right even when nobody sees it. Consistency means that this is your friend in church. This is your friend on Saturday also. This is your friend in the summer. This is your friend when you have things, when you don't have things, when you are cool, when you're not cool. You want to be consistent. Check on your friends, not only when you need something, right? You probably know a lot of people that they only check on you when you need something. So that's not the type of friend you want to be. Courage means he is a friend that makes wounds if you need them, that sharpens you like a sword, that says the things that nobody else will. He is courageous, or she is courageous. What are some barriers in friendship? I have listed 4, there are probably more. Selfishness, pride, fear, and busyness. I hate to admit, but I am naturally selfish. And I have to check myself. Am I doing these things for me? Is that my motivation? Or am I really loving others? Am I really trying to honor God and glorify God by making disciples? Or is it about me? You know, your friends, they will see your priorities if you answer the phone when they call, if you answer back the messages they send, or if you just call in time of need. Friends will see where you, if you're selfish or not. After I spend time with a person, oftentimes I try to recall the conversation and see if I spend most of the time asking questions about the other person, being curious and being interested, or it was mostly about me and my needs. Was I uplifting the other person, or was it about me? Pride is another barrier in friendship, and it means I've got it all together. I don't show myself vulnerable. You make yourself look like you don't need other people. You know, when you were a kid, have you ever gone to another kid and said, hey, do you want to be my friend? Anyone has done that? Or is it just me? Go to other kids and say, hey, do you want to be my friend? That shows, I have a need, I want you as my friend, do you want to be my friend? Kids don't care, right? They're vulnerable, they're humble. How about now that you're grown up? Would you go to somebody else and say, hey, do you want to be my friend? Maybe it's a challenge for you after the service. You go outside, you check with somebody. Do you want to be my friend? Takes humility to do that. Fear may be the greatest barrier for someone. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of loving someone that will not love us back. And more than that, we're afraid that they will get to know us and regret being our friends. We all have ugly corners in our life, things that we even don't realize. And if you have a friend that you really let in, he may or she may see corners in your life or things that nobody knows that you have tried to hide. And we're afraid that they will see that and run away. But that's where we have Jesus in us so we can love like that and be humble to be loved like that as well. And the last one is busyness. This is our modern plague. We're just too busy to cultivate really good relationships. We don't have time, right? Maybe we have time for a cup of coffee here and there, but how about making time to pray together, to be bored together, to be quiet together? And I know the world has created all kinds of substitutions for our personal needs, our needs and friendships. You know that people 100 years ago, they also needed to be entertained when they didn't have TV or social media. How did people get entertained back in the good old days? They hang out with friends, they play together. You know, you had your entertainment from your community. If you've been born many years ago, maybe you remember being with your friends in the evenings and on the weekends, and that's all you do because you don't have any other entertainment other than being with your friends. And now we have so many other forms of entertainment. You have a need to be affirmed and to be validated. Now, instead of getting that affirmation from friends that you compete with, you play games with, and then you win and you get that validation, now we get our validation from phones and likes and social media. So almost makes real friendships unnecessary, while our cup is like the one of Azariah that never gets full. And we all have a need of connection, of not being lonely. Instead of calling a friend, spending hours talking on a phone, we spend time scrolling because the world has created us more lonely, more independent, and we have all these substitutes for good relationships. But what is what God really wants for us? I'm coming to the end here, and I need to apologize about one thing. If you looked in the bulletin, if you've been waiting for me to open the book of Daniel, you will be disappointed. My text for today was supposed to be Daniel 1, 2, and 3. I wanted to talk about the three friends of Daniel, which were called Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. And this introduction got too long, so I decided to bring that message in 2 weeks. Okay? Unless you want to stay another 30 minutes. I don't think so. So next Sunday, Johnny Martin will talk about friendship. I believe that God is saying something to us. Beyond my words, beyond what I have to share, I would like you to ask yourself, what is God teaching you? What is God asking of you? And then also listen to the message next Sunday. Then in 2 weeks, we'll wrap up the topic with the story of Daniel and his friends and what we can learn from them. I would like to finish with Psalm 133. We read only Proverbs this morning. Psalm 133, it's a beautiful text. And I would like you to imagine what it is describing and how this could apply in our church. It says this, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious oil upon the head coming down upon the beard, even the Aaron's beard, coming down upon the edge of his robes. It's like the dew of Hermon coming down upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, life forever. God commands blessing where we are united, where we live as friends that stay closer than a brother. When we learn how to care for one another, when we learn to carry each other's burdens, when we learn to give without expecting anything in return. And I'll tell you, we have a great need in here for really good friends, for deep connections. We have a great need for deep discipleship, where we will get into each other's business and ask the questions that people usually are afraid to ask, where we're willing to walk with one another as close friends. And you cannot be friends with everybody, of course. There's a great need outside these walls for real friends, for discipleship, for people to know the Lord really deeply. And that comes through relationships. And I believe if each one of you would really take this to heart and you will say, I'm going to take one person that I'm really going to invest in, I'm going to pray for, I'm going to invite. And if that person doesn't want you, you try and it really doesn't work out, you get another one, okay? But you keep investing in someone. Even if it's somebody like Azariah there that you feel like it's just draining you. But love one another, and then this church will look so much different than 6 months from now and a year from now. If you're willing to make disciples, develop those kinds of relationships. And a few practical steps, just a recap here. Maybe today, think about what are some barriers in your life. Is it selfishness? Is it pride? Is it busyness? Or is it fear? Or maybe a little bit of all of them that you may need to repent from? Maybe ask, what kind of friend am I? Am I like Azariah, the last one here, Mishael, or Hananiah? Am I just draining other people? Am I grateful? Am I appreciating? Am I giving back? Do you have the 3 C's of character? Are you consistent? Do you have the courage to call things out? And who do you really want to be? And then maybe if you have time, write down your friends on those 3 groups we pointed out this morning. The convenience friends, the crossroad, the confident friends, and which one do you really want to invest in? Who is somebody, or more than one, that you want to really take practical steps to encourage, to pray for, to walk alongside with? And if you are a baptism mentor, that's a good place to start. If somebody asks you to mentor them for baptism, start right there. Or if you have a mentor in baptism, call that person up and develop that relationship. We exist to glorify God by making disciples of Jesus Christ. Can we stand? Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Ask God to show you what is He teaching you this morning. Maybe ask God to show you one person that you should really spend time loving, connecting with, investing in, and make yourself available for the Lord to work through you, because you're not alone in this. God is the one that fills your tank so you can keep on giving, and not draining, but giving. Be a fountain, right? Not a drain. Let us pray. God, we thank you that you are in this place. We thank you for your word that encourages us. We thank you that you have given the ultimate example of friendship. A real friend gives his life for his friends, and that's what you have done. And that's kind of the attitude we want to have as well. Not being selfish, not living in fear, not having all these barriers up in our lives, but be fully given to you, fully supplied by you, so that we can be a fountain that pours on people around us. Give each one of my brothers and sisters here in this place the relationships they need, the friendships that they need to invest in, to love in, and also to receive love, and to keep on growing, to build up your kingdom. Let your name be glorified in this place. Let your name be honored. Let people that look at us realize that we're disciples of Jesus Christ by the love that we have for one another. We pray these things in the name of Jesus.